Alright guys, this is my breakfast this morning. Yesterday I posted that photograph of that sausage crusted quiche. This is what I'm eating today and for the next 4 days for breakfast. And in here I have some keto vanilla coffee from their coffee pods. And you can find a link to keto coffee products, super coffee products, in the description below. I am an affiliate. I have a half of a scoop of perfect keto salted caramel collagen, and I have about 3 drops of monk fruit sweetener with a pinch of salt. And that'll be my breakfast. Alright guys, here's my lunch. Is 1 chicken sausage, a couple small pieces of bacon that I fried up this weekend, and I have half of a medium-sized cucumber sliced, and this is 1 full tablespoon of Sir Kensington special sauce. Alright guys, I apologize for the wind and the change in camera positions. What I want to talk about today is just changing your mind. If you're someone who can do dirty keto, lose lots of weight, you're healthy, you're happy, you're satisfied, you've got your binging under control, you've got your calorie intake under control, you don't feel deprived, you don't feel like you're on a diet and it's working for you, keep doing what you're doing. I'm only talking about my journey. I'm talking about my epiphanies. I'm talking about my inspiration. I'm talking about my food addictions, my emotional investment in myself, in this plan, in my keto, in my life, in my YouTube, in everything that I'm doing. So you guys that have been following me for a while, you know that back on my 1-year keto anniversary, I debated on not doing a video at all because I didn't feel like I deserved those accolades. I didn't feel like I deserved any applause. I was actually quite embarrassed that I said I'd been on keto for an entire year and only lost 26 pounds. Now I know there's going to be at least one person that goes, 26 pounds is great. And it is by itself alone in a room with no one else in the house, right? But when we're talking about weight loss and keto, I'm talking about if you looked at a room full of 100 people on keto, most people are going to lose way more weight than that, way faster. And so I felt like I'm really not a good representation. And that has been a mental block that has stopped me from teaching because I felt like, well, what if someone throws that in my face? What if someone actually says that out loud? You can't teach keto. You can't even lose weight yourself. And the only comeback I have is that, but I've reversed fatty liver, I've reversed diabetes, I'm off 3 heart medicines, I've reduced my heart arrhythmia by 30%, I have lost 9 inches off of my waist, drastically reducing my chances of a heart attack or a stroke. I feel better, I don't binge eat anymore, and I'm getting a really good firm grasp on my sugar cravings. But here I am in the present day, almost 2 years keto this week, my 2-year keto anniversary, and I'm ashamed to do an anniversary video because I feel like I've let my keto community down. I've done the hard part. I've done the footwork. I've given up the bread. I've given up the sugar. I've given up the sweets, right? This should all be easy, but it's not, because this is the mental part. This is the part where I have to decide that I'm keto because I like the way I feel on keto. This is the part where I have to decide, yeah, the keto treats were great in the beginning because they helped me get from day to day and not feel deprived. But now that I'm 2 years in, do I really need the keto sweets? Do I really need the keto treats? See, I'm a very pragmatic kind of person, and I like to take a problem and break it down into small bite-sized pieces. We're talking about food, right? So, what is it at 2 years keto? What is it that makes me feel like I haven't quite beat my food addictions. And when I take a serious look at all of the equations, I know that number one, when I eat a lot of keto sweets and keto treats, I get off track. Very easy. It's very easy for me to binge. Number two, when I eat some keto sweets, it triggers more cravings for more sweets. When I don't take tighter control of my calories, I find myself becoming lazy, not logging everything that I'm eating, and then becoming discouraged and looking possibly for an excuse to fall off because I'm so disappointed. I'm setting myself up for failure. And what does all of that have to do with keto? Absolutely nothing. But you know what it does have something to do with? It has something to do with the fact that I am a food addict. I've always been a food addict. It didn't matter if I was doing Weight Watchers. It didn't matter if I was doing keto, South Beach, low carb, Atkins, counting calories. I was always looking for a way to give myself dessert, to treat myself with food. I was always looking for that one low calorie, low fat snack. I was always on the lookout for that next thing that I could fill that addiction with. It's no different. It's no different. So when I look at the problem as a whole, what is my biggest setback on keto? What has been my biggest hurdle? Well, me, number one, I'm a pretty big road bump. Let me just tell you that. I am a speed bump. But my biggest point of failure on keto, day to day, I'm not talking about overall success. Whenever I have failed on keto, it has been overeating because of food addiction. It's been binge eating because of food addiction. Or it's been overindulgence in treats and snacks because of food addictions. Or giving up fasting in between meals and snacking. Why? Because of food addiction. And because I am a firm believer that they put chemicals in some of these foods that actually make you crave the foods even more. Sucralose makes me a crazy person. But it works for a lot of people. So I'm getting strict because I'm over the honeymoon period of the ketogenic journey. I'm over the new person, to the plan. Hey, why don't you eat this? This will tie you over and make you feel like you're eating this. Why would I even want to eat the foods that made me this way in the first place? And just because you subtract a macronutrient, just because you take away and void the carbohydrates in a snack bar, in a milkshake, in ice cream, that does not change what happens in your brain when you're a food addict, because you're still treating yourself with food. You're still allowing yourself to eat foods that remind you of all of the foods that caused you to become a food addict in the first place, and you're not really fixing the addiction. All you're doing is you're changing substance. And I'm not saying you as in you. These are the things that I've had to come to terms with in my journey. And yeah, I get mad at myself. Don't get me wrong, I'm super proud of the changes that I've made over the last 2 years. And let me tell you something, for those of you who have been with me this 2 years, man, has it been a ride. I've come full circle with the way that I truly feel about myself. But I've got this hurdle. This food addiction hurdle. I got calories down pat. I have figured out my macros to the gram. I know how much I can eat. I know what I can eat. I know when too many pickles is too many pickles. I know when I can have it 1 ounce of cheese, but 2 ounces of cheese holds me over. But guess what? there's still something in my brain that says, but you need snacks and you need treats and you need this. And if you don't have it, then you're not truly living. And that, my friends, is the food addict that still looks at food as a reward, as a treat, and not as nourishment. And that, my friends, will be the beast that I conquer into my 3rd year of keto. Slaying the beast like a ninja. All right, guys, this is my dinner tonight. I have a 9-ounce New York strip and a Too Good yogurt and a Zevia cherry cola, which is my favorite. All right, guys, my weigh-in today was 189. My average weight for the week last week was 189.6, which is down a pound, 1.2 pounds from the previous week. So I lost 1.2 pounds last week. My calories today, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a pass. My calorie goal is 1,500. I did 1,538. My protein is 122. The only requirement I have with protein is that I consistently make over 100 grams a day. My fat goal, though, is less than 100 grams, and today I did 111. My carbohydrate goal is 10 or less, and this is total carbs, no trickery, no fancy math, no subtracting for whatever standing on my head. Total carbs, 11.1. My goal is 10, so I X'd myself there. My fitness today was amazing. I ended up making 3 miles in 1 hour and 20 minutes. I know that's not super fast, but I'm a heart patient who's not supposed to stress my heart. So just a casual stroll for me, but still the 3 miles was pretty amazing. So I fasted 12 hours today. Not a big deal. I didn't do any extended or intermittent fasting, just a standard 12 hours. And I give myself a B for the day. I've been binge free for 97 days, only 2 cheats for the year. And on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I will make 100 days. That's going to be a very special day for me. It'll be 100 days without a binge. I'm super, super excited. I know we can make it. And I'm going to get myself something very special and treat myself on that day, because that is a huge, probably one of the biggest non-scale victories that I've had to date. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me turn it around. I'll say goodnight. All right, guys. So as far as my average weight, I'm not showing you a lot of that because, you know, I'm reviewing a scale right now, one that's actually supposed to be comparable to the Fitbit Aria. The problem with the Fitbit Aria is unless you find it on sale or used and refurbished, it's going to run you $70 to $100. But I have found a scale that sits right at about the $50 price range. The company that makes the scale is going to give me a coupon code. So when I'm all done reviewing this scale and doing a comparison side by side, you guys are going to see everything. This is going to be the most detailed review ever. And then you can choose whether to use my link and affiliate code and check this scale out. But I am in the process of doing a comprehensive review. I'm also having to learn the app that goes with the scale. It syncs. It's a smart, and it links with my Fitbit. So it does pretty much everything my Aria does. But you guys will see that when I review the scale. So if you're thinking about a new scale, hold on till I give you this review. I think you're going to be as impressed as I am. I'm sold already. I'm sold, right? I'm so glad that I decided to get this scale. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. That's all I got for tonight, folks. I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.